Hi everyone, my name is Nicole Wolfe. I am 19. I'm from a small town in Iowa. And I kind of just want to share with you about how confirmation had a huge impact on my life and relationship with Jesus, even when I didn't appreciate it or like it at the time. And the Lord has just been such a blessing in all of this. So I grew up Catholic. My whole family's Catholic, and I went to Catholic school, kindergarten through 12th grade. We were like the front row mass family every single Sunday, and I didn't really have a relationship with Jesus, though. It was always through like my parents or through my teachers or whatever, but never like me and Jesus. I didn't know who Jesus was in my life. I didn't know I could have a relationship with him. I didn't know that he truly actually loved me. And I also, in my middle school and early high school years, I struggled a lot with my self-esteem, self-worth, body image, all of these things. And I really had convinced myself that the Lord just did not love me, even if he existed. And so I got confirmed my sophomore year of high school in the late spring. And I remember going to classes every single Sunday. I just honestly did not care to be there. I didn't know why I had to sit. This is the last thing I wanted to do my Sunday mornings. And my confirmation teacher was a 75-year-old woman who tried to set me up with all of her grandsons. And we never talked about confirmation. And I just didn't see what the big deal was. I didn't really see how this could actually play a role in my life. And I remember like getting confirmed, and I was like, okay, like hopefully like something like tongues of fire come upon me at confirmation, because everyone always says nothing changes when you get confirmed. And I remember like the bishop anointed me and gave me like the power of the Holy Spirit, and I was like, cool, nothing is changing. It's like I didn't feel any different in that moment. And then so I went on with my life, did what I always did, and then about 3 or 4 months later, I went to another Catholic conference. And like I said, I'd been to all these conferences pretty much since my 8th grade year. And so I was going to this, and it was a very different experience. Every single year I had experienced Jesus, but like always went back to living my normal life. And this time we were sitting in adoration. And again, like I said, I was struggling a lot with my self-worth and all of these things, a lot of self-hate and a lot of body image issues. And then I was sitting there, and the Lord just came to me, and he just was telling me, he's like, I love you. There's nothing you could do, like even hate yourself, that could make me love you less. And this was like a huge turning point in my life. Like truly, like after that, I did start living for the Lord for like the first time ever in my life. And that same night, he actually called me to discern religious life. And I barely knew Jesus, so I was taken back and had a lot of fears and all these things. And then I went home, and like a lot of things in my life changed. I went back to the same communities, same toxic friends, the same, kind of bad thoughts and just like those self-hatred thoughts. But I went home, and I had this like different kind of power about me. And I didn't know where I'd come from. Like I know I experienced Jesus in the Eucharist and adoration, but it was so different. And I remember like months later, I was reflecting on this, and I realized it was all because of confirmation. Like I had never seen like an effect of confirmation, but then I saw like there's no coincidence that 3 months after I had received the gift of the Holy Spirit, had truly been given the gift of the Holy Spirit, that my heart was now in the right disposition to receive the love of Christ. Because confirmation does a lot of things for us and does a lot of things for our heart and for our soul, but one thing that it does do is roots us more firmly in our identity as sons and daughters of Christ. And I truly like experienced that when I was at this Eucharistic adoration. And I just give it all credits to confirmation, the sacrament, because I think my heart was never at the right disposition to receive Christ's love. And then, after I received the gift of confirmation, I was finally in this place of the right disposition of my heart to receive the love of Christ. And it's just, the Holy Spirit has been such like a big role in my life, especially this past year. I've been serving as a missionary with an organization called Net Ministries, and like I genuinely do not think I would ever have been able to say yes to the call to serve with them if it was not for the gift of confirmation, because that strength is such a real thing. Because a lot of times in our lives, I know for me personally, I'm always called to like back out of things, or say, oh, it's too hard for me, I can't bear it alone, I can't do it alone. But the Holy Spirit is always the one that's like, okay, let's do it together, And that's a big thing I've realized, is like the Holy Spirit is like my best friend sitting next to me, who's like helping me and really helping me move closer to the Father and to Christ. And it's such a beautiful, beautiful thing. And also, like I mentioned, how I was kind of felt the call to discern religious life. I'm still in the process of discernment. Don't really know the Lord's calling me yet, but I know for a fact that there's no way that, sophomore, junior year Nicole could have ever done that on her own. And I remember I had visited a convent 4 months later, and the fact that I barely knew Jesus, and then 6 months later I was visiting a silent cloistered community, like, that was not me, because I know for a fact that that is not something I can do in my own strength. And so I just encourage you, if you have been confirmed or getting confirmed, like, whatever it is, like, say yes to it, accept it, let the Holy Spirit actually flood you, because it will have an impact on you. No matter if you see it at the beginning or whether you never see it, the Lord is working. The Holy Spirit is truly empowering your heart, just like the first apostles had experienced. They experienced the tongues of fire, but you get to experience the fire within your own heart. And that's what the Holy Spirit wants to do with you in confirmation, and he's going to do with you. But you have to say yes to it. You have to let the Lord work in it, and he will. He genuinely wants to work in your heart and work through the sacrament of confirmation. It is such a beautiful, I think a lot of times underrated sacrament, but it's so essential to living our lives as bold and vibrant Catholics. We need the gift of confirmation and the gift of the Holy Spirit. Thank you.